Welcome to the inaugural episode of the 4RWF, a place for real wrestling fans. Now before we start with our first video, let me explain what we do here at the 4RWF. This is a place where the fans get to voice their opinions about what's going on in the world of wrestling today. We'll take a look at the past, present, and future to see if it really is as bad as everyone makes it out to be. See what worked in the past, what doesn't work now, just the encompass of everything wrestling. Now, we're just not going to sit here and bash everybody. No, we're going to have some cute little promos to make this seem fun. And we're going to have you, the fans, help us out with it. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the following video is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Can I have your attention, please?
If I can be serious for a minute, without being interrupted.
Well, like the video said, we're gonna pick a topic and just shoot the about it. What the was that? Wait, I can't curse in this video? Why not? Oh, that's I mean, come on, just because WWE's in the PG era doesn't mean I have to be in the PG era. Can't we just change it to something? Guess not. Looks like there's no cursing for me or else I'm going to be ringed out. But anyways, so today we're going to talk about something that's very common in wrestling today. What's the matter with the business today? Now, I've heard a bunch of things. Well, it being the PG era, number one. Same storylines over and over again, but I could attest to it being under one certain thing that's causing wrestling today to not be as good as it was in years past. The lack of competition. I mean, think about it. Every era, the WWF era had competition, the Hulkamania era had competition, the Attitude era had competition, even the Ruthless Aggression era had competition. Let's go back to the WWF era. Before Vince Jr. bought it from his father, you had territories. It was a very territorial business. Now, if you're me and you're from the South, you had your allegiance to one territory. But every once in a while, you would hear about someone from up north coming down and, I'm the greatest wrestler there's ever lived, and challenging your champion. How excited were you back then? Granted, some of you might not be as old as me, but that's besides the point. You got to see people from different territories coming here, coming to your territory, trying to prove, and you got behind your territory, because your territory was better than the Midwest, was better than Stampede, was better than New York. Your territory was the territory to beat. Well, let's jump into the infancy, the Hulkamania era, the WWF era. It was still starting off pretty young, and Vince had to come up with something to make his company bigger, better than the NWA, the AWA, and the fledgling WCW. He had to come up with WrestleMania, something that's never been done before. Stargate. Something that's never been done before to make everyone want to clamor to it. He stepped up his competition. He wanted to be the #1 wrestling out there. And also you gotta think about the excitement it was when people from other federations came. Remember back when Ric Flair jumped from NWA with the NWA Championship to WWF? Do you remember the insanity that caused? That was competition. That was going for the other person's throat. We have a small example of that today. Very small. NXT. Samoa Joe, arguably one of the greatest wrestlers to come out of TNA, jumped ship to NXT, and what did the NXT arena do? They went crazy. It was finally seeing some little bit of competition out there coming here, and people went nuts. Now you have jumping ship, which is also great, but you have opportunities for wrestlers that failed in other federations to come and make a bigger name for themselves. I mean, Mean Mark, Oz, who would have thought anything of them back in the WCW days? until they came to the WWF and created some of the greatest personas in wrestling between The Undertaker and Diesel. You don't get that much. You fail now in the big federation, you're sent off to the Indies or other places that we won't speak of because, yeah, they fail there too apparently. But you don't get that competition that much where if you know you can't succeed here, you got bigger and better opportunities to succeed somewhere else. Now, the Attitude Era. Arguably one of the greatest eras in all of wrestling. It's, again, your personal preference, but most fans will sit there and talk about the Attitude Era. Why was the Attitude Era so great? Because WCW, WWF, and ECW were at each other's throats. I remember as a little kid switching back and forth between the Monday Night Wars, Nitro, Raw, Raw's War, whatever it wants to be called that week, and sitting there was like, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? Everyone had to step up their game between the NWO, Austin 316, DX, Mike Tyson, Bill Goldberg. Every move was made important, even ECW, giving you the alternative wrestling you want, gave everything they got. They made sure that what they were doing could top the other federation. There was never a lull, except for the fall of WCW, but that's why. They stopped caring and went down and down and down and down, and Vince bought them out and took away all the competition. We can even start with the Ruthless Aggression era, having somewhat of competition with the start of TNA, giving us something new, giving us a ring that's never been seen in the wrestling world, giving us wrestlers that couldn't make it in WWE or were just fired in WWE, and giving them a new home, a new opportunity. And then it started faltering, which took away the competition. Then you saw WWE ratings sink, and you saw TNA ratings sink. I mean, in all honesty, what's there that we can do to make wrestling great again? How about watching something else? Lucha Underground is a great alternative for wrestling fans. You just flip on the El Rey Network and watch it. I enjoy it. I understand that not everyone has El Rey Network, but call your local cable provider and tell them you want El Rey, you want Lucha Underground. TNA's move to Pop TV, and hopefully the rumors are true that they're going to be promoting younger talent, will be great. And Ring of Honor. How many Ring of Honor stars are now in the WWE? If you want to see the up-and-coming wrestlers of this generation, you flip on Ring of Honor. Find it on YouTube. I know that it's on some cable network. I don't get it, so I can't watch it. But YouTube, their website, check it out. Now with that said, by all means, just leaving one corporation to another corporation isn't going to do anything. TNA still needs to step up its game and stop using old storylines with the same wrestlers that we've seen for the past 10 years. Ring of Honor, you guys are doing good, but you need to broaden your horizon. You need to give it to fans all across the United States. I don't get it here, so I can't see what you guys are doing most of the time. And again, with El Rey, it's a great alternative. It's the ECW of this generation, is like I like to call it, and I've heard some fans call it that. But you need to make sure that you guys get it. You need to make sure that El Rey Network is plastered in every household in America, because WWE's ratings are going down. This year was terrible. And we need alternatives, and we need to promote the Ring of Honors, the TNAs, the Lucha Underground, heck, even the independents. I know there's still some independent leagues out there. I go to a ton here in Central Florida. Go check them out. Support wrestling. And if that's not enough, there is one more thing you guys can do. Social media. The WWE just hired a person to solely look at what everyone is putting on social media about them. Tell them. Let them know what works, what doesn't work. Tell them that this federation does it better, that federation does it better. You know what? That was good, that was bad. Let them know that we are the fans, and what they think is best for business isn't always. And that, my friends, was the first episode of the 4RWF. Make sure you subscribe to our website and click the like button. If you guys want us to talk about something, write it in the comments or follow us on Twitter at 4RealWFans. This show is about you, your opinions. Anything you guys want to talk about, any of the segments or promos that we do that you have an idea that you want to add to it, by all means, let us know. Until next time, I'm Latino Loco for the RWF. the place for real wrestling fans.